Zion's Custom Upholstery. We make it fun for buns. Okay, so we are going to finish up the armrest console for the Nissan Altima for the years 2007 through 2012. And here we are, we have the original armrest console cover that we removed earlier. And we have taken the liberty of cutting it apart at the seams. So you have the top portion and you have your two side gussets. And we have went ahead and made the new cover pattern from the existing, and we went ahead and lined it with a 1/8 sole foam on the top portion and also on the correlating gussets. So we're going to go ahead and sew these on where we can get the cover reattached to the shell and get the armrest console reinstalled in the vehicle. So let's begin with sewing on the gusset here. And for all my seamstress and seamsters, you know that we will be sewing face to face with your material, which means this is your face, that's your back, same thing, that's your face, that's your back. So you're gonna sew face to face, so I'll be putting this face on that face, and that's what we mean by face to face. Never in this fashion, face to back, but always face to face. And so if you'll notice also, just real quickly, we have these notches or reference points, and they help you to know where your material should be meeting as you're sewing. And so they're just guides. They're very important to have on any material or project that you're sewing. As you can see, if I lined it up at the beginning there, the tip and the nose, and I kind of just walked it around, you'll see how the reference notches, they'll meet. How they kind of meet there, and that lets me know that I got my material lined up properly and I'm moving in the right direction. So we're going to go ahead and begin sewing, and we're going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and that can vary from project to project, but 1/4 to a 1/2 inch seam allowance is pretty much standard. I'm gonna get a few stitches forward, and then I'm going to reverse it and lock stitch it in, and then we're going to begin. And what you want to do here, you just really want to take your time. It's not a race. You just want to take your time and sew up your two pieces here. And you probably can't see it from the camera angle, but I am on my notch. My notches are lining up, kind of swing that out. You'll notice there, the notch is lining up. And so it lets me know that I am in good standing. As I get to the end, I'm going to reverse stitch and lock it in. to the opposite side. And I have a little indication here on the front of the material, a little F there, and that just lets me know that that is the front of the material, and that's how I want to get things lined up. Now here, because we're going in the opposite direction, sometimes you'll be still always going to be sewing face to face. But sometimes you won't have your material right side up. Sometimes you'll have to flip it over and be viewing it from the bottom or from the back. But your materials that are being sewn together are still nevertheless face to face. You'll drop the needle off in the material, lower your foot, grab your threads here, put a little tension on them. You get 1 or 2 stitches forward and lock stitches back. Keeping everything edge to edge and trying to keep our seam sewing allowance of about 1/4 of an inch. Checking for the reference notches. Let me know that we are in good standing with the pattern, making sure everything is going to line up the way it should be. You can see there we have a reference notch there, and also on the top portion, and they are lining up pretty well. Just want to take your time when you're sewing. Try to do a good job. Speed will come with time. It's more important to finish good than to finish first. I got to the end of the material. I'm going to back up a few stitches and lock that stitch in. Again, that little F or indication lets me know that that is the front of the material or the console cover. And now we're gonna adjust our stitch length on the machine, and we're gonna put a top stitch here to give a finished look to the cover, and to also be uniform as it was on the original. There's the top stitch. So that is what we're going to do right now. We just did the conjoining stitch that joined the 2 pieces to each other, which you'll see is that little stitch, those little stitch holes there. But now we're going to do a top stitch. And that top stitch is going to give it a decorative look and a more finished look than what we have here. So We've adjusted the stitch length to about 5.5. And we're gonna take this seam that's under here and we're gonna lay that seam on top or on the underside of the top portion of the cover. And we're gonna run a stitch on top of that. And you'll see what I mean here in just a second. This is the part where you really want to take your time, because this portion of the stitch is going to be always on display. So you don't have it really nice, straight. At the end of that side, lock stitch it in. And this is what you call a single reinforced stitch. It resembles the French seam, which is a really popular decorative seam, finishing seam, but this is a single reinforced. If it had been a French seam, there would have been another stitch going right down the side here. But this is a single reinforced stitch, and it is actually a lot stronger than the French seam, but not as handsome. But this is in tune with the original style. So now let's do the opposite side. Let down my needle, dropping the presser foot. See those stitches start out, lock it in with the reverse. reach the end again, just lock stitch it. There we are. The original. No longer needed. The replacement. And we'll get ready now to staple the new cover to the shell and reassemble it for the base, and then reinstall it in the vehicle. Zion's Custom Upholstery. We make it fun for buns. If you guys should need us for anything, give us a call at 205-519-0986.